everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another story time for you guys, and this one involves pets. I have two short stories, so I'm just going to combine them in this one video. The first video is about one of my cats that I had. I was probably a sophomore or junior in high school, and we had this cat for a while, and it was like an outside cat, which most of my pets were growing up, but this cat was always outside, and thanks Baxter, made me forget what I was saying. Anyways, I would always go outside before I went to school in the morning to feed my cat, give it water, whatever. Well, this particular day, it had been raining the night before, and so the grass was wet and everything, and I went outside to go feed my pet, and I was calling the cat, and she was like nowhere to be found. So I kept calling, I was looking around, because usually, if I called her once or twice, she would come, but this time she was taking a little bit longer. So I'm walking further and further into my backyard, and the grass is kind of high, and so, not that I was looking for her on the ground or anything, but I was just like looking around for her, because sometimes she would like hide under things. So I'm walking, and then I see like an indentation in the ground. Like I said, the grass is kind of tall, not like really tall, but tall enough for there to be like an indentation in the ground. So I'm looking, and I was like, oh, what's that, So I get a little bit closer, and there, in the ground, or in the grass, is my cat. Just laying there, wet, with a look of pure terror on its face. Like it got struck by lightning or something. So at once I just kind of like stare at it, and then I was like, oh my god, my cat's dead. So I ran inside, woke up my mom, and I was like, Mom, the cat's dead. And she was like, what? Because I think she was like sleeping or just waking up. And I was like, our cat's dead. And she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I think it got struck by lightning. And I was talking like faster because I was kind of like freaking out. And she was like, are you sure? And I was like, oh yeah, it's like petrified. And so she's like, all right, well, I'll tell your dad when he wakes up or when he calls. And I was like, okay. So I went to school or whatever, and when I got home, my dad had, I guess, like found it and like buried it in the backyard somewhere. So that's how my cat died. I think it was death by lightning strike. But yeah, so that was the end of her. So then another story I had was when I was a lot younger, and we still lived in Texas, and we had a pet pig. And no, we didn't live on a farm, we lived in just like a regular house in the neighborhood, and thanks. And we had a pet pig that lived in our backyard, and his name was Pennzoil. And my dad was like a race car driver, and that's just kind of oil he used for his car, and so that's how I got his name, I guess. Anyways, it was the cutest pig. It was probably the size of, probably a little bit bigger than my dog Baxter, and he was pink, and he had this big black spot on his back. And I just loved this pig. And we'd always play with it and everything, and it was real nice. It was never really like dirty, it didn't like roll in the mud or anything. And I don't remember what we fed it, but it was a good pig. So one day I came home from school, eager to play with my pet pig, and I go outside, and Pennzoil was not there. And I'm looking around, and I was like, where can a pig go? There was no like holes. He had never gotten out before. There was no holes in the fence or anywhere where maybe he had dug out trying to get out. There was nothing. I looked all over the backyard, and it was a big backyard, but it wasn't that big. Like you could look around and like see everything. So anyway, so I go inside, and I was like, Mom, Dad, like where's Pennzoil? And they were like, Lauren, sit down. So I was like, okay. So I sat down on the couch, and I was like, so where is he? Is he at the piggy spa or something? And they were like, the next door neighbor. And I was like, yeah. I think it was like an older lady. And he was like, my dad was like, well, she has two big German Shepherds. And I was like, yeah, they bark, because they go in the backyard a lot, or her backyard a lot, and they bark. I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, Baxter! Shh, I'm almost done. Oh yeah. So I was like, so I was like, yeah, because they had barked, like I said, you can hear them every once in a while. And he goes, well, I jumped over the fence today. And I was like, like waiting for him to say the next part of the story. And he was like, and they ate your pig. And I was like, I mean, it's funny now because, like, I don't know, like, why didn't he tell me it ran away or something? And, maybe we'd find it. But no, he just told me that the dog ate my pig. And I don't even know if that's true. Like, if it was true, there had to have been, like, pig blood and pig guts everywhere, like you would think. And I went all around that backyard. I didn't see any signs of a pig struggle. So, so I was just like, they ate my pig? And they were like, yeah. They weren't laughing, but, I mean, I'm laughing now because it's just, like, so ridiculous. But they were like, yeah, the dogs ate your pig. And I was just so horrified, and I was so upset and so mad. And it was just, like, heartbreak at such a young age. But that pig was, like, the best pig ever. And I still, like, to this day, like, I don't know if that's really what happened to him, or if he just ran away, or if my parents had to give him away for some reason, but I don't know. I probably would have been much happier if they were just like, hey, we can't have a pig anymore, It wasn't like it was big. It wasn't like it was, like, a big pig or anything. It was just, like a, what's it called? A medium-sized dog, maybe a little bigger. But, yeah, so even to this day, if I ask, like, they're just like, yeah, the dogs ate it. So, I don't know. I guess if that's true, they just did a really good job cleaning it up. But that's it for my stories today. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to like my shit, comment, subscribe. Thanks.